Sometimes you just want to have a fun day. Hello guys, welcome, or if you've already seen my channel before, welcome back. I'm the Philadelphia Whovian, and for this video I admit it's going to be a kind of a light, fluffy one, and that's going to be about something that happened to me a little while ago in early February. I was just, looking at my old Classic Who DVDs, and I said, I just really want to watch The 10th Planet, the last story of the First Doctor, and then again the first story to have regeneration with us into the Second Doctor. So, The 10th Planet, just felt like pumping it in and watching it, and as I pumped it in and I watched it, I realized something. Okay, you know when you watch Doctor Who, when the first time you watch Doctor Who, you are literally just getting your bearings. Like, you are just figuring out what's happening, and you can't always remember every single detail, so sometimes details slip past you, and then afterwards, you're like, oh, that did happen. Well, so, after I put in The 10th Planet and I was watching it this time, a slight detail that escaped my notice. The first time I watched it was, this takes place in 1986. Yes, the story, The 10th Planet, it was set, the TARDIS lands in 1986. That was the year I was born. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. And here's the thing, when I was watching it, it was early February, and I'm born, my birthday is February 27th. So here I am, accidentally, or just incidentally, watching a story that took place in my birth year in the same month that I was born. Pure coincidence. I know you're thinking, well, this was still filmed in like the 1966. Guys, I know that. I'm just saying, in the world of Doctor Who, the First Doctor's last story, his last adventure as the First Doctor, ended in 1986, the year I was born, and that's when we had the first regeneration. And while the TARDIS was technically mid-flight, when his regeneration, I believe, was completed, his regeneration technically started when he was still in 1986, which means one of my favorite doctors, Patrick Troughton, his regeneration occurred in 1986, the year I was born. I can't believe it. Sorry. It's one of those small things, but and with The 10th Planet, it's a story that I admit I absolutely love. I get why people do not like it, why they're not crazy about the Cybermen, and they don't enjoy the story. I admit I love the story. It's written by Kit Petler, who was a scientist who came up with the idea of the Cybermen because of things that really were important to him in science. The idea of we humans becoming more robotic over time because our body parts are being replaced due to our bodies becoming weakened over time. This was, something that really, Kit Kat really focused on that, and it was something that was really important to him, so he wrote the Cybermen. And again, Cybermen are one of my favorite Classic Who villains, so to have the story of the first Cybermen taking place in the year I was born, an idea of a 10th planet of Mondas coming closer to its twin planet, Earth. And also understand something. I know a major criticism for this is the fact that the First Doctor disappears for a portion of that. The story, I understand why you do not like it. Just hear me out on why it does not affect me at all. It's simply that when it came to the 10th Planet, William Hartnell got sick with bronchitis, and he could not film his parts. He literally had to take a week off. But because of scheduling conflicts, they could not go back and reshoot it when he got back. So they had his double pass out when they were in the base, and then he goes off and he rests. And as that's happening, they had to give the lines, William Hartnell's lines, some of them to Ben, Polly, and the scientific lines was given to Dr. Barclay. And once William Hartnell came back, and they even wrote a letter to William Hartnell, because it got to the point where they're like, we really need William to come back. They wrote a letter to him, like saying, hey, we miss you, whenever you want to come back, that'd be great. And then William did come back. As soon as he was healthy, he came back to finish the story. But that's why the Doctor disappears, so those people who don't like the story because the Doctor is missing for a large portion, I understand why you do not like it. It makes total sense to me why you do not like it. I'm just saying, that's why I don't hate that, because I know it's simply the writers and the producers, directors, everybody having to work around the fact that William Hartnell simply was sick and they didn't have the ability to just shut down production until he got better again. So that's one of my many reasons why I absolutely love The 10th Planet. But I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Here I am in my birthday month watching a story that took place in my birth year, and it was the first regeneration there was. It's just nice, to have something special about you, because God knows, as a person who does not have much at all special going for her, it's nice to have those small little things that, it's all the little things in life that count. And also what I like about The 10th Planet is the director, Derek Martinez, and the producers and all that, they really wanted an international cast for The 10th Planet. It really was a very international production where a lot of people were either representing different countries or they got actors from the countries coming in to play these characters, which is very nice. It's like when you see a show like Doctor Who takes place in Britain, thank God it does, because Britain was the perfect place for Doctor Who to ever, be created and be filmed. But when you like a show that takes place in a country that's not your own, it's really nice when every now and again that show kind of looks out of the corner of its eye and sees you. And then it's like, oh, I'm here. And then it goes back to doing its own thing. It's like, oh, no, just for a second, out of the corner of my eye, we saw you. We're acknowledging all these countries, including yours. Let's do this. And it's, just nice every now and again when, the show you love does that. That's all it is. But yeah, that was just a fun little thing for me to discover. It's like, oh wow, you took place on my birthday month. And that leads me to ask you guys, like, who was the doctor when you were born, if there was a doctor when you were born? But who was the doctor when you were born, or was there a story that took place on your birthday month, etc. and so forth? Or is there a story where in the context of that story, the doctor and companions have an adventure that took place during the year you were born? And let me know if you know any stories about that. If you don't know any, you don't know any stories or anything that took place during your time of being born, understandable too. I just feel like I'd just share that for fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so very much. And I hope to see you again very soon. Peace out.